Hola, bienvenido a los Super Latino Bros. Sí. Battle Arena Toshinden. Have not played this in forever, even though I own it. And yeah, let's get going. Now my PlayStation 3 is actually louder than my computer now. Just kind of wondering how much longer I got on that sucker, if it's going to be doing stuff. But yeah. Look at these. Look at these. 8 awesome characters to play as. Oh my gosh. So, story time. You fart well. Let's go with Sophia. You know I'm going to. Back in the day, I remember when this came out. And it's not just that, but it's also this game. Basically, there was a huge truck that had the PlayStation, and they were like, "Oh, check this out." Okay, there's Kick, Aurora, Revolution. Where's the rattlesnake? There's Rattlesnake. Okay. But the PlayStation came out, and actually this was prior to it coming out. We just finished watching, I want to say it was Mortal Kombat in theaters. And so what happened is they had a huge truck that pulled up in the movie theater parking lot. And after Mortal Kombat, we were able to play these PlayStation games before the PlayStation 1 was released. There's Thunder Ring. Rattlesnake. Where's Aurora Revolution? Oh, it's a kick. I lost that. Jeez. But yeah, so this truck is out there, and this was one of the games they featured on it. They're like, "Oh, check this out!" And this was just like, I was used to Virtua Fighter. I'm like, this isn't as good as Virtua Fighter, but I see what they're doing there, and this is kind of interesting. So I was just kind of like, okay, what's going on? Is this really the future? Is this really the future of gaming? Is this going to be the new Sega? Because for me, I was a Sega band boy back in the day. And yeah, so it was kind of cool because all of a sudden we've got this. Come on, where's the Aurora Revolution? There it is. Okay, it is much better. It's a broken move, by the way. But yeah. So is this really the future? And come to find out that when Virtua Fighter came out, everyone was talking to Sony like, okay, can your PlayStation do Virtua Fighter graphics? Okay, yes it can. And so they did all the, what was that? And so they based everything on 3D polygons and all that crap, as opposed to Sega, who was all, hey, 2D's still in. Sega had actually much better 2D fighters. But, oh crap. But, it was the fact that, okay, there's my down kick. My anti-air, okay, I got you. But yeah, getting to play this, I think Ridge Racer was one of the games, and they had this truck. It was just basically a semi that was modified with some PlayStation stations, say that 5 times fast, so that you can play these games, and it was cool. It was cool back in the day. But looking at this game, there's still a pause whenever I move and stuff like that. You may not notice, but I'm somewhat adapting to it. This game still has a pause in it, and it's slow, it's clunky, it's not winning any awards. And I don't think anyone in this day and age would actually play this game willingly. But this is a slice of history. And the more and more I study programming for games, the more and more I'm realizing what's going on here. I can kind of tell you where the collision detection is off and stuff like that. This is just interesting. But these games, these were the games that we played as kids because we didn't have anything. And the 90s was that revolutionary time in gaming. Everyone's gonna say, oh, the 80s, the whatever. The 2000s. The 90s is where people were trying new things. It was the birth of polygons, and our games sucked, actually. Our games sucked. A lot of games, there weren't, for every Tekken you had, for every Tekken or Virtua Fighter, you had at least 12 just Criticoms or other crappy games out there that just never really made it, and were like, they were more of a chore to play. And I hated it. I absolutely hated some of those ones. Despite playing the hell out of Criticom, but if you buy a game, you might as well play it, right? And look at these simple backgrounds. That right there, that's just a bitmap that they're. That's just a bitmap that's going around. Not much of that is actually not textured, but rendered. You know, Virtua Fighter did the same thing back in the day. Why is it down the back for her shot there? It should actually be down forward. Well, I guess because her rattlesnake is the forward one. But this is what we had. And Battle Arena Toshinden would go on for a further 3 games. And I'm not saying Battle Arena Toshinden didn't. Oh wow! I just realized that in the back they actually have the game being played. It's a live screen. That is ambitious. That actually takes some memory. To do something like that takes some memory because you have to render it twice. Lower res up there and higher res down here. But I'm playing this on a PlayStation 3, by the way, so if there's some flicker stuff, my PlayStation 3 has issues, which really annoys the crap out of me because, I don't know, it's like as it's getting older, I played the hell out of my PlayStation 3. It's like as it's getting older, it's just not wanting to perform as well. That doesn't even seem like a jab. Okay, there's wind up on that. But these I don't know. I enjoyed a lot of games back in the day. Wrong one. Let's do Thunder Ring. Here, take that fight. Person can't play the projectile game forever in this one because you move 3D. Virtua Fighter actually had limited 3D movement in the second one. This came out after Virtua Fighter 2. Virtua Fighter 2 was pretty solid actually, and I'm surprised that they didn't do more with Virtua Fighter 2. Virtua Fighter 1 really was the game that said, hey, we can do these 3D games. Alice has a crap movement. She's not on turnaround is failing. Turn around. There we go. The Dominatrix! Get back, you schoolgirl! If I could get an Aurora Revolution off, I could actually do something that's not. It's going to be attractive. She's beating me because I can't track her. Okay, I'll take the win by ring out. Oh no, polygonal boobies! Oh no! I need a tracking move on her. That's what I need, because she bounces all over the place. And 3D actually, we didn't have to worry about tracking moves or anything in the 2D games. And that's part of the issue. But then getting into 3D, it was a whole new space. And Virtua Fighter kept it pretty linear, which was nice. Roll, 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 roll! Now you roll! And there's the Aurora Revolution. She's got me. She's got me. I mean, I look at all the stuff and, okay, I say this a lot, but if you ever want to appreciate the games you play, take a class in game development just to get just to get your game to have some collision detection and other stuff, it takes a bit. It's not easy. I should announce this is Fighting Friday, by the way. It's not easy to get collision working right, and a lot of times, you know, we talk about hitboxes and stuff, and hitboxes, it's important when you're playing any type of fighting game, any game at all. But on 3D games, the hitboxes have to be tighter, believe it or not, because otherwise you could hit someone. And I worked with them. They had back in the day for PlayStation 1 Fighter Maker, which was interesting because you could take your character and they gave you some preset 3D models, and the preset 3D models would basically you could tailor fighting to them, and you couldn't do a whole lot because the game, by the way, is more of a novelty now, but it shows you could do a palm push where the hitbox would actually extend outside their fist. And I did that. Whoa! Where's the cooldown and wind up on that one? Just went 1-2. Bitch slap! I love that. Oh, she got me. Yeah, but you could do the hitbox would actually be just outside your character's palm, and so as a result, you'd have an extra, you know, foot worth of damage plate, and it was interesting trying to figure out in the 3D space how to do your moves, and which part of the body is actually the damage, and which part, you know, where the windup is. You know, your frames and stuff, because if you didn't have, you could actually put your attack on all frames, but if your attack was on all frames, what would happen is that it would just basically be an overpowered move in many cases, or the part of the body that was on, come on, rattlesnaker, the part of the body that it was on would have variable power. I mean, it wouldn't be a reliable move because what would happen is that you could that takes precedence. Jeez. Not reliable because what'll happen is that you can't necessarily predict where it's going to hit, how it's going to hit. You know, a punch in most games is going to be a forward or side motion, and it's not going to necessarily be just a this is a different game now. It's not necessarily going to be something that's going to come from all different angles, and that's the issue. Is that when you put your hitbox on too many things, you can't you make the move less predictable, and so when it's computed, the physics engine basically says, okay, if I hit here, I'm hitting at the side of it, so let's dither the power by so much percent based on variance from the acceptable attack ratio. And so it's less predictable, which means that sometimes, like these most powerful moves, like a spinning chop or something like that, when I put the attack as a constant, it would be, I could hit at the top of it, I could hit the bottom of it, I could hit anywhere in it and just have, I could just have issues with it, and that was part of the problem with it. So, you know, you have to have your wind-up frames, your attack frames, and your recovery frames. And your recovery frames can't have on them either. Pusher! I'm dead. I'm dead here.
I never give up.
I play more of a defensive game against her. defensive game against this girl because she's jacking me up with these quick hits and stuff. Dang, how's she able to get in so quick? There was actually a Battle Arena Toshinden anime back in the day too, and it was junk. This whole game just got the shaft. I mean, I would love to see someone try and do a resurrection of the franchise, but it's pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious this is going nowhere. Yeah, I gotta keep her at distance because she's got some quick hits when she gets too close. Oh, gosh, wrong dodge. Camera's got to catch up. Play the slow game here, guys. How many people can say, when I was coming up, my games looked this good? You could be dodging that, you know that? Okay, cheese for the win, but it's a win.
Anytime, anywhere.
Round 3, fight!
Okay, that double tap to the shin. She just ran off. She's like, I'm gonna run out of this place. She just couldn't stand that crap.
Anywhere.
Oh man. Okay, Mondo. Oh, I hate that. It's another thing I hate about 3D games. He's got range. Dang it. Come on. With 3D games, if the game changes angles on you, your control changes as well. Alright, I gotta do some tweaks for next time I stream here, because I'm watching the stream and I'm seeing some pause that's going on here, and I don't know what's going on with that. It might actually be my computer. My computer's getting old, and all I can use it for right now is streaming. I mean, I built that computer back in 2012, and when Mortal Kombat X came out, I needed a new graphics card to play it. But it's got 16 gig of RAM, quad-core 2.8. That's what it was. 2.8 gigahertz processor. No, not quad. It was a hex core. Ah, you dipstick. But I played the hell out of the Sega Saturn version, Toshinden Uro Remix. I unlocked Cupido and everything, man. I had fun with that game. The Saturn version of this, as I recall, was a little better. I actually meant to throw the Thunder Rings at that point. There we go. It's like the difference between Yoga Fire and Yoga Flame. I liked it when they moved the Yoga Flame backwards, so that it was actually something that you could differentiate. Because I hated being that guy who tried to do a Yoga Flame, and all of a sudden I'm just throwing a Yoga Fire. I'd rather it whiff than actually have have an issue there. Where's my desperation move? No, 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 no! Not off the side, not off the side, Chica. No! He hits me with the desperation attack.
None.
My kicks are quick, but my whip attack is slow. Unless I'm surprising him with the rattlesnake. Oh, come on! That's a tracking move? Alright, game theory for some of y'all. Tracking move basically is a move that no matter what will reposition the character towards the opponent. Right there, that's a fail. Can't tell which side of the screen I'm on because I'm in front here. There we go. The camera's got to readjust. But a tracking move will automatically try to hit the opponent no matter where they are on the warm-up. And then you've got your non-tracking moves, which usually more powerful, high-risk maneuvers are non-tracking. So, in 3D space, it's important to use those tracking moves as setups. So this way you can get in on these characters and kind of figure out where they're at. Because if you don't, there's the Thunder Ring. Jeez. And he can just nullify that with his cane. Oh, that blows. Donkey wants a refund. He's got unlimited, not unlimited, but he's got some pretty awesome. These rounds seem to go a lot slower. I remember. Oh, I got one more hit left. Ah, and he gets me. All right. Oh, wrong one. I'm so used to down to forward being my projectile in most games. Ooh, he got me. What? The camera didn't adjust to that one because I should have done there. That's what I wanted to do in that one move. Then you've got your spin moves, which are good if you're not the enemy sidestepping and you can't use a tracking move. You know, there's all sorts of strategies when you get to 3D games, and I'm not going to say I'm a great player by any means, but I've studied enough. I've studied enough to know when I get into a game the basics of it. I mean, not every game. I love SNK. SNK, though, as you probably saw last night, which I'm not reposting, it's just a crap show. SNK is notorious for ramping up the difficulty. One more tap, or Seth. Or I just need to make it through this. There we go! Complete with blocky joints and everything. Oh, come on! You Mondo stick. I'm getting used to it. Oh, man! That spear should not have reached that far. He just... Oh, man. I swear. I swear this dude's being given an unfair advantage. No, turn around, turn around. That's the problem most of us had back in the day. Your character would randomly turn around and you'd be like, okay, what's going on? You'd be able to hit him with a tip. Insert your tip! Okay, you lose in 5 seconds. There we go.
Anytime, anywhere.
Yeah, PlayStation 3 has some issues, man. Duke, Mr. You fart well! What the? Okay, whenever he starts sparkling. I think I can keep him back with the whip. That move is a little too powerful, but I will take the rattlesnake for the ring out. Some of these moves are a bit OP and it's like broken. Blocking. I blocked through that and somehow, oh, I see what happened. Partially through the animation, he ended up behind me. And so my back pull is no longer back. Oh, this guy. Some of these moves are just broken janky, and people love that. But I doubt you'll ever see this at Evo. He's gotten interesting. AI is one of those things that I have to work on too. AI is interesting because AI is never simple. I mean, if you want to do Mortal Kombat 2 and have your if-thens, which is basically, hey, if player presses this button, then do this. Did I already fight EG? Wow, I'm almost at the end of the game here. If player pushes this button, then react this way. If player does this move, then react this way. Those are not easy to program, and it really is doing a good AI is hard, especially overcoming the computer cheats mode. Homeboy just dodged that like an expert. My old man. Bounce into me. Oh, what the hell was that? He just all of a sudden jumped at me in some Mickey Mouse little... Oh. get you on wake up. Only takes one. Only takes one.
Anytime, anywhere.
It's part of the reason why I do a lot more streaming on my PS4. PS4, everything's built in. They optimize the system for it. Makes it easier. So long as your system can do what you need, I mean, you've got what you need. And I've got the bandwidth. I've got the I see that's one of your moves now. And as long as you've got the bandwidth, you can just stream, and that's nice because that's. I'm glad they moved to that model because it's getting games noticed, and it's much better because if I'm an indie developer, right? So one of the games I played a while back was Time Spinners, and if I'm an indie developer, I would want people streaming my games because then they can say, oh hey, look, I'm playing again. Time Spinners is the one I'm going to use, which I did enjoy. It's Metroidvania. They can say, hey, I'm playing this game. Come check it out. And other people might be like, hey, that looks like a good game. And so they'll want to check that out too. So I'm glad they built it in because I really do think streaming, social media, crap like that. Turn around, you dumb piece of... When your character doesn't turn around, you're screwed. I had a good first round against this guy. I mean, he got some hits, but... He is dodging out of everything. Dude is like doing some unholy dodging out of everything.
Aurora Revolution.
There, she turns around before she does the up. Oh, come on! He got hit on that rattlesnake, and there wasn't even a stun. There should have been a stun on that. Oh, wrong move. On top. You have to be very deliberate in these games. That's one of the things that... When I was a kid, I used to spam a lot. I thought special moves were it, and I lost the nuances in some of these, like, the normal attacks. People want to spam everything. You know, people want to spam when you first start out playing. Turn around! But that's the thing, is when it comes to... Turn around! When it comes to these games, spamming your specials and everything is not going to be turtling. It's not going to equal win. Because I remember Street Fighter, it was who could get off the Hadouken first, or use that Shoryuken. And that's the way my friends and I played, because we didn't know better. Well, at least I didn't go out of bounds that time. I do not want to be caught out bounds. And I'm down. Friggin'. Ugh. I tried to do my Aurora Revolution there, and I would have gotten it all A if it wasn't for him and his meddling attacks. I'm learning from the enemy, and that's the most important thing. Every loss teaches you something new. And as I'm learning Sophia again, I'm relearning Sophia. And I'm learning how to fight Foy. Or Foy. I use Foy for some reason. This game is really favoring the 3D movement, but it's like they can't give you enough of it. Gotta keep moving 3D. Dodge 3D. Dodge 3D. Dodge! You dumb... Ah! I'll take it. There are times there where I'm hitting the dodge button and she wasn't moving. And I had it before, so I'm like, okay, what's going on? Aurora Revolution, for crying out loud. Jeez. I didn't time that right. If I would have had that on the wake up, that would have been a nice little surprise. Best part of waking up is a whip in your face. And now he timed that right. That was a little bit broken because I couldn't even attack. I couldn't even counterattack during that exchange. Coming up tomorrow, we're going to continue some Shaq Fu here. Playing the PlayStation 3, I have issues with, though. None of my other systems I have issues with streaming right now, except for PlayStation 3. I can't tell if it's just because it's old or what's going on. You're losing, bud. I'll take the cheese. What? That rattlesnake, like, totally missed him. Dodge, dodge away, dodge away, dodge away, dodge, get away from the edge. Don't dodge towards the edge, you stupid. Oh, she kept going towards the edge. Oh, no! Don't you dare dance off that edge. Yeah! Got him down. Next is Gaia, if I'm not mistaken. Beat Gaia, beat the game.
Anytime, anywhere.
Oh, I haven't done the mirror match yet. Not what I wanted. And I fall off. Oh, jeez, that's great. That's freaking awesome. Okay, what's the difference between those two? Well, at least she went into that one. Aurora Revolution! There we go. My timing is just off. I can do it too. Oh, I'm just looking at the backgrounds. They actually have some good, whatchamacallit, shadows. All things considered. I mean, it's crappy compared to today, but the fact that they're even putting shadows there, that's pretty good. But the camera must be the light source.
Anytime, anywhere.
Anytime, anywhere. Come on, I should be able to cash the move. Failed to turn around. Moon gravity. Oh, that's another thing they do. They actually slow down gravity, reduce gravity on 3D games. And the reason for that is because if you keep gravity what it should be... Whoa, what was that? I just need a rattlesnake to win! Wouldn't give me the rattlesnake. I'm having so many issues, but I've got a 9 o'clock this morning. I'm getting myself that King of Fighters. That King of Fighters on limited run. According to my wife, it's an early Father's Day gift, and you know what? I will take it. King of Fighters 98 is the one I played last night. I absolutely sucked at it, but I still have good memories of it. We don't have fighting games like we used to. The Arc Sys is kind of keeping it alive. You know, they've got Guilty Gear out the wazoo. I sort of want to beat this game right now, but I can't see what I'm doing. I land right into that. Wish there were save states on some of this, but yeah. Let's open up with an Aurora Revolution. You know, I just noticed her face actually shows pain in that. That's actually good. That's actually awesome. It may not seem like much, but the character reacting is actually amazing, all things considered.
Anytime, anywhere.
Characters showing any type of facial expressions and whatnot didn't happen much. I mean, you'd see them in the brief animations in Street Fighter, but characters didn't take damage. They didn't do a whole lot. The character was pretty much the same character beginning and end of the match. It was very rare. So when they pay attention to those details and have those animations, believe it or not, that actually is a sign of progress that we take for granted now. It's affordance that something's happening. Tells your opponent that they got you. It tells you that you're getting it. It's kind of like force feedback. It's something else that basically gives an indicator to the player that something's happening. So I'm gonna give it one more shot, and then I need to make sure that I'm ready set up because I want to get that King of Fighters. Come on, turn around! I want to get that King of Fighters as soon as it comes out. I want to make sure I don't miss. I don't know if that's going to be a major one, but if that King of Fighters is major, because like I got the 80K Daimashi, and that thing was sold out right away. Like like seconds after it went live, it sold out. Similar to River City Girls. I don't think I'm gonna make it. I wish there was a difference between Aurora Revolutions. I wish the one with the kick would like do more combo damage, but the spin one might, because she's wrapped in her whip, might actually absorb projectiles or something. She's jacking me with the camera, like screwing me up. I'm gone. I'm accepting defeat here. I mean, I'm gonna play it to the bone, but I'm parting a miracle. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. Parting a miracle. I just wasn't gonna make it. She got me. She got me. Well, Battle Arena Toshinden. It is what it is. What it is old. Well, see you with Super Latino Bros. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, share, and we'll catch y'all next time. Tomorrow's Shaq Fu, by the way. So if you're watching us live on Twitch, tomorrow's Shaq Fu. Catch you around.